Islam Moors.
Islam and grand rising to you as well, Sharon.
Doing some Q check. First time being back in Havertown Free Library. Bear with me while I get myself acclimated back in the studio. Islam Moors. Okay. Where is the document that I wanted to talk about? Okay. So today's class, since this will be particularly our first actual class, Moorish erudition degrees, lesson number 1. Declare and proclaim how to declare and proclaim your Moorish nationality. Islam?
Okay, so this should be interesting. I'm a Moor and I'm all in. So we're about to learn how to proclaim our Moorish nationality. First thing that comes to mind is, why do I have to learn how to proclaim something that's my birthright? Nevertheless, let's let Sharon teach us how to proclaim our Moorish nationalities.
Moorish nationality. Okay? How to declare and proclaim your Moorish nationality. Your Moorish erudition degrees. And this is what? Ministry. What is it? The Moorish erudition? What do we call it? We call it the Moorish erudite. Oops. It's the Moorish erudite ministry, formerly known, corporately known as the United States Department of Education. Under lien number, what's the lien number? Does anybody know the lien number? Can anybody tell me what the lien number was for this specific corporation company under the United States Service Corporation? Does anybody know what the lien number or the record number for that? Why it was lien? Why out of all of the so-called 50 corporate departmental functions under the United States Corporation Company were liened? Can anybody say why they were absolutely liened? Can anybody tell me? Do I gotta look it up myself? I'll look it up if you make me. I'll do it. So let's look. I'm multitasking here. My assistant is not here yet, but I didn't want to belabor the situation. It is lien number MACN-R000000458 is the United States Department of Education lien. That record number can be found on the lien in the lien section. It can be found in the lien section of the Moorish American Consulate website. If anybody does not know what that website the website address is, we're going to cover a lot of things in today's broadcast. A lot of things will be covered in today's broadcast, which is your erudition lessons under the public records page. Public records.
What in the doohickey is this woman talking about?
Can anybody tell me why this corporation, the United States Department of Education, among the other 14, which are what? What are the other What are the other 14 departments under the United States Service Corporation, which has been leaned for over a year? What the names of those other 14 departments are? Can anybody tell me what the names of the other 14 departments are that were leaned?
Excuse me, ma'am, but no, I cannot tell you the other 14 departments that were leaned. How would I know the answer to that question? Only you would know the answer to that question, because you must have been the person to put the liens out. So how, you know what? I'm just going to assume that's a rhetorical question that you're asking. Okay, so just get to the point.
I'm going to come over here and see if I have the actual listing. Knowing me, I do. So let me look. Let me see if I can find it for you. Give me a minute. Bear with me. I have multiple things to discuss, multiple things to bring to your attention. Now, I'm going to do this freelance. If anybody can tell me, that'd be great. So we're all here together. The United States Department of Education lien is lien number 458. It's lien number 458. That corporate department is now under the Moorish Erudite Ministry. And this is your first lesson, the Moorish erudition degrees, lesson number 1, declaring and proclaiming your Moorish nationality. Not only is it going to be declaring and proclaiming your Moorish nationality, it's going to be for those individuals who do not come from a Moabite Stargate, declaring your Moorish subject, sojourn status. The process for both to start the process is on the website, the Moorish American Consulate.org website. Okay? Now, can anybody tell me, why did we lien the United States Department of Education? Why did we lien them? Has something to do with this word. Why did we lien them? Can anybody tell me why we leaned the United States Department of Education to include the other 14 departments under the United States Service Corporation that was already leaned prior to in 2018, September the 11th, 2018, last year, almost a year, actually a year and 4 days ago. So we got the Department of Education, we got the Department of Commerce, we have the Department of Labor, the Department of the Interior, the Department of Defense, the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Human and Health Services, the Department of Urban Development, the Department of Commerce. I don't know if I said that already. There are several other departments. I had the actual calendar. I actually had that. So let's see if I can pull it up to have an accurate list of which departments were leaned. Okay? Because I like to be accurate and I like to be specific. So let me see if I can pull that up really quick. The screenshot that I shot to get those documents done so we all are clear. Okay? Okay, where is it? Do I have it here? Do I have it here? I don't know if I put a picture up. I may not have put a picture up. So let me just go Google it real quick just so we can be accurate. Give me 1 second. All right, yes, there was more. So we have agriculture. We're going to talk about these departments a little bit. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything, actually. Nationality is going to be in here. So we have agriculture. We have commerce. We have energy. We have defense. We have homeland security. We have Department of State. We have the Interior. We have Treasury. We have Labor. Islam. We have education. We have transportation. We have veteran affairs. Now let's see. I'm an accountant by trade. I keep telling everybody. So we always want to make sure we fact check everything. So there's supposed to be 14 or 15 departments. Let's make sure we got everybody. That's only 12. What are we missing, I wonder? Let's see if we can get the rest. There was, Health and Human Services is not here. Home defense, home security, wait a minute. Homeland security, oh wait a minute, I missed one, so that's 12. This is 13. 14 is Health and Human Services. And then 15 was what? Housing and urban development. Somebody asked me, or a lot of individuals, because they really don't have the eyes to see and they don't do their research and their due diligence, and because a lot of our people, instead of admitting they don't know, instead of admitting that they don't have the knowledge because they have the miseducation, they're never going to admit to you, I don't know. I'm scared. I have fears because the information that is within me that's been taught to me from my mother growing up has gotten me this miseducation. And based on this miseducation, I cannot understand some of the things that you're saying, and I'm in disharmony with that. And in reality, me, Sharon, would automatically say, that is your problem. And you'll get mad at me for saying that. But it's not my problem. Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, I love to say my appellation because I want to constantly tell you who she is, who I am. Because I've done the research. I continue day in and day out to do the research, the study. In the beginning, I too did not like when people said, study, you sleepy-headed Moors. I hated that saying. But there's a lot of education by this so-called corporation that claimed to be a government that we all subjected ourselves to by our parents, which is why we're in the condition we're in today, and why declaring and proclaiming your Moorish nationality and getting your Moorish erudition degrees, lesson number 1, under the Moorish erudite ministry is so important. It's important so you can sit here and stop looking at Sharon as your enemy. Your enemy is yourself and the lack of knowledge you have within yourself.
What is this lady talking about? I still have yet to hear anything about how to proclaim my Moorish nationality. That's the point of this whole class. And one thing I might ask, she's teaching this to a bunch of children. You can't see them, but this class, the students in this class are children. This is what's going on in the Moorish nation. She's teaching this garbage to the children, and they're grooming a generation of this nonsense. Scary.
People like to debate with me on social media. People like to debate with me in text message. People like to debate with me in verbal conversations. The Thursday call is for you to sharpen your blade. It's not a Jesus moment in replacing Jesus with the prophet Noble Jew Ali. That is not what Thursday call is for. It's for you to get the knowledge you need and the unity between brother and sister, mother and daughter, son and father, so we can fix this. And don't gang war with Sharon, because I'm not in disharmony, and I'm in harmony because I got rid of this and I'm here and steady growing continuously, and not using the fears that I have, the concerns that I have, and the false matrix that I've been raised under to stop me or to sway individuals. Because the reality is, I tell everyone, there is a book. It's called Moses. It's the story of Moses. And in that book, it talks about why it took 3 generations for those Israelites. Were they Israelites? Yes. The sons and daughters of Israel to get to the promised land, and why those who were free from bondage were never set foot or glimpsed the promised land, and why they had to breed that generation out twice. They had to do it because they were so entrenched in the miseducation that they received by their oppressed people through those individuals that were oppressing them. And they weren't oppressing them in physical bondage. They oppressed them in mental slavery because of this. And we can sit here and continue. We can sit here and continue over and over and over again to make excuses for why we're not replacing this. But that falls when you come in contact with me. Because I'm not here for those who want to stay here. You're welcome to it.
Okay, so apparently this lady, Sharon Tracy Gale, has all the answers. She just praised herself. She said as soon as you come in contact with her, mentally you will be set free, which is an absolute lie. The moment you come in contact with her and get indoctrinated by her nonsense, your life will start to crumble and go downhill. This is Moorish science that she's teaching, and she has yet to get to the point of how to proclaim the quote-unquote Moorish nationality. I'm still waiting on that.
Someone said to me, don't sit here and beat your head up against the wall with people who will sit here and debate you with no facts, no validity, no nothing. Just how they feel. And if they would actually open up a book and qualify or use their discernment, this would be easy to relieve them of the miseducation. And why it was so important to lean them. And we have multitudes of examples. All of these have been leaned. They're all lean. I could take the time and write the lean numbers up there for you. I could do that. I'm not going to. They're all on the website. They're all here. The Moorish American Consulate website. So it's www.moorishamericanconsulate.org. Public records. Under the lien sections of one of the territories that happened to lien them. Every last one. Every last one. Treasury, agriculture, commerce, energy, defense, homeland security, state, interior, education, transportation, veteran affairs, health and human resources, housing and urban development. Now let's talk about the purpose for that even existing, Moors, whether declared or undeclared, because you are insistent on being a child, let's call it. Child thought. And the reasons we can call you child is because you act like a child. So when we sit here and tell you you're not black, you sit here and be like, yes, I am. When we sit here and give you quantifying, substantiating evidence to the contrary, you say, no, I'm black and I'm proud. Who does that remind you of? When you sit here and tell your daughter or your son and you have conversations with them, they're belligerent like that. But if you show them actual documentation because they're still in the learning phase, but you've never left the learning phase because you've never gotten this. So you're continually in it because of all of this. The miseducation. So they miseducated you in education and thinking that the United States is a country. You can see it all over the internet where they say the United States is a country. But if you do your discernment, if you do your study, you'll realize the United States is a service corporation that doesn't even exist, but in your mind, and you're the one that gives it power because of your lack of knowledge to what's really going on in international as well as national societies because of your miseducation within the jurisdictions that you placed yourself or your mother placed you in because she was ignorant.
This is sad. This woman is up here teaching children that the United States isn't a country, and she's really up there wrong and strong with it. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is the result of Moorish science, and it is a shame that she's actually indoctrinating children with this rubbish. This is sad.
She placed you in the sin. You gotta fix the sin she put you in. She should fix it too. We're dealing with generations of incompetence. It's not funny. It ain't for play, but we have grown people, 50, 60, 70, 80, 40, 30, 20, wearing suits, going to jobs, going all over the place, acting like adults, but they got minds of a child because of their miseducation. And then when they interact with other international beings who ain't got that, who got this, they think it's racism. They think they're being victimized and brutalized and violated when the first person that violated you was you because you didn't fix this. You thought. So the education. How did they get you on agriculture? Why agriculture get lean? Why commerce get lean? Yeah, you the commerce didn't realize that. Commerce, energy, defense, using your own wealth and resources against you because you refuse to come from the child mind and grow up and get your degrees, your erudite lessons, and start running your own estates. Whereas though a lot of these things would be complementaries to you as opposed to your oppression. The labor, the education, the transportation. How you can't even travel in your own home, on your own land, unencumbered. We have individuals who ain't got no status, no standing, ain't never received any money, also are also wards, but they are subject to you. More subjects ipso jure status. Because because they ain't got a status to be here, and whoever has a passport or United States or claims to be a United States citizen, you right here, automatic. Can't claim no land, don't have no wealth, can't have property because you are property. Because of your very admission of being outside of your nativity. That's why lesson number 1 is to declare and proclaim your Moorish nationality, because I can't even talk to you until you do this in any real world events.
Okay, so you can't talk to us regular people until we proclaim our Moorish nationality. And you're here teaching this class. You're supposed to be showing us how to proclaim our Moorish nationality. Yet, this video is about 25 minutes in, and you have yet to start teaching us how to proclaim our Moorish nationalities. So you must just not want to speak to anyone. You must just want to hold the secret to yourself, even though you acting as if you're here to teach us how to proclaim our nationality. You haven't even touched that issue yet. What in the doohickey are you talking about, lady?
Because none of them apply to you. And regardless of if you can't grasp what I'm saying because of this, it's a reality. Don't matter if you've been to a PhD or a master's degree, or you've been to so-called the moon through NASA, which never happened. Don't matter what you think you've done in life. If you got this and not this, you are this. Automatic. Where you can't claim nothing, you don't own nothing. Because you're actually owned. Only because you refuse to use your brain that the Lord, God gave you because of this. And it's a simple fix. Very simple. The Moorish American Consulate website is going to have this very page that's going to be populated with a bunch of lesson books. We have specific lesson books out now. I started working on lesson books. How long have I started working on lesson books? I started working on lesson books about 3 years ago. I have like 11. I have 11 lesson books, and they all accept more.
First and foremost, this class is nothing but a plug for her website and her quote-unquote lesson books. She has yet to teach us how to proclaim our Moorish nationality, and now this lady has the nerve to answer a phone call in the middle of this Moorish science class. This is absolutely ridiculous and unprofessional.
Islam, I'm going great. You alright? Nope. Her phone, is it on? Back on? No. Try her daughter. Yeah, it's off. I'll send it to you, but I'm on a Facebook Live. I'll send it to you. It's on. That's all right. Give me 1 second, y'all. So what am I saying? There are so many individuals out there that are in this status, which is everybody. Everybody who ain't did this is here. Automatic. Automatic. And the government determines whether or not you remain. And we get so many attacks right now because government is back on the land. So guess what stops? The violations, the slavery, mental. Now you're going to get erudite lessons where you'll start to know who is who and what is what and align yourselves appropriately through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Because if you didn't have this miseducation, majority of your relationships, I guarantee you, would not even be. That's fact. Because knowledge stops you from doing dumb things. Because now instead of sitting here, if you sit here having a conversation or a debate with somebody and you can't come with anything because you lack in knowledge, now you want to fight. Because you can't come up with a rebuttal because you lack knowledge, or you trying to still push this nonsense with somebody who has this. Those two individuals can't even talk without this one shutting down and saying, you have a great day, while this one's still trying to debate their thoughts, their ideas, what they believe. While this one is trying to be like, look, what you believe and what you think and what you've been told or how you've been raised, this is what you need. But because the ego and the pride is involved, they're going to start sitting here calling you all types of names. Once you're here, you don't even want to deal with people who's here. Because it's going to be an unnecessary, stressful environment. And why are they here? Because of this. All that. You're here, miseducated, a child mind in thought, because of all of these corporations that were here to fund you as their property, because you refuse to get this erudite lesson and be yourself and build your government. Many have tried outside of this. You ain't doing nothing outside of this. All you're doing is talking because you're this. But before this existed, the Moorish National Republic federal government, the Moorish American consulate, that's all you had. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Everybody doing whatever, don't care, no responsibility. Everybody just being straight out of line, completely out of line. So a lot of individuals want you to stay here. I include every foreigner that's here, because every foreigner that's here, that's all of these. I'm just gonna mention a couple: Mexicans. Albions, blacks, and all the derivatives thereof, Spanish, etc. I could go on. None of those individuals have status and standing here. And if they don't have status and standing here, and if they're a Moorish subject ipso jure because of their identification, they're property which can't own nothing. And then it's so funny because most individuals who came here illegally, immigrated here illegally, Donald Trump already done told y'all all of this. You don't own nothing. You know darn well majority of you individuals that came here from outside of the North Gate, Northwest of Maxim, y'all know y'all came here to perpetuate the fraud, to violate the very indigenous Aboriginal individuals who had this miseducation, so you could come here, claim false deeds through a false corporation to hypothecate everybody's land and wealth, while y'all sitting here with rental payments, and mortgages and promissory notes. They got fake deeds that don't give them status and standing, as well as any jurisdiction where it comes to land, wealth, resources in you. But you still gonna play the education game.
What in the world is this lady talking about? She went from talking about immigrants to now talking about people not owning anything, and I still haven't learned how to proclaim my Moorish nationality. And that's the whole point of this class. It's crazy that she's actually teaching this nonsense to kids. This is madness.
Makes sense? All people have that are in this category are lies, deceit, manipulation, threats. They ain't got nothing else to that. They ain't got nothing else. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. They don't own nothing. They here on borrowed time. You don't declare and proclaim your nationality. You don't get your Moorish subject, insult your paperwork. You are automatically going to be detained and deported. Automatic.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
And Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, Vizir Mohammedan judge, Vizir, minister, judge of the Moorish National Republic federal government and the Moorish American consulate's responsibility, my oath, is to tell the truth only. You don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do this, you don't get your grid done, you don't get your nationality status done, you don't get your subject documentation paperwork done, you don't stop violating the laws. You out of here. You can wait till you get the knock on the door. You can wait. I advise against it. A real individual who knows, who has these erudite lessons, which is like almost everybody except for the poor Albions and the unconscious Moors. The poor Albions in the same situation because they done fell for the okie doke. But at the same time, it was profitable because while we were asleep, they was chilling. Never had money, but had something that they could utilize to barter in that subjugation. So their agreement was, if you don't tell these Moors and you do what we tell you to do, you'll have the middle class and you'll have a preferred treatment over those individuals we classify as Black, Negro, colored, African American, that are what functions the whole economies of the world. The wealth, the resources, the Asiatics, the Moabites, mothers and daughters and sons. So all these Albions is mad. They mad you woke up on they watch. Because now the fiat that they were using, which was monopoly money, which wasn't money, they've been getting you off on. Y'all all violating your parents, violating your families, their tribes, but I know you know families, violating everything. All for some worthless piece of paper that in law tells you exactly what it is and what it is not. And you're still like, well, when I go to the store and I give them this, I get things in return. You're getting your own stuff back. But they got you to work your whole entire life, sell your children, use your whole entire legacy, you're all the way down from the babies all the way up to the elders, to keep this false paradigm running. And the Albions were the beneficiaries of that. They were the privileged class of that. And that all went away completely. So of course they're mad at you. Of course they're going to sit here and throw everything they got at it. They throwing everything, including their children who happen to appear on the surface to look like us. But when you start talking to them and communicating with them, you tell the damn difference by their energy. When you're sitting there having a conversation and it's like talking to... Now everybody want to be a Moor. Now everybody want to be us. 5 minutes ago, couldn't nobody stand us. Didn't put us in the movie. Didn't put you on a video unless you were degrading each other. Didn't put you anywhere. Now all of a sudden, they're throwing it all at you now. Like, oh my God, they woke up. Let's give them everything. Let's start giving them zero interest. Let's give them, like I even saw on social media, if you open up an account with one of these corporate banks, they give you $500 off the bat. No, they ain't giving you nothing. No, they not. Because they ain't got nothing to give. Because August the 2nd, what happened on August the 2nd? Does anybody know what happened on August the 2nd, which completely pulverized the stock market? And they ain't going to tell you the truth. So whatever they told you, it's like 5 times that. They told us what? It dropped 800 points right after that. Y'all remember? It dropped 800 points right after that. Times that by 5. And I'm being polite. I'm being polite.
This lady is a nutcase. She's just sitting here rambling and rambling about absolutely nothing. And I have yet to learn how to proclaim my Moorish nationality.
And I'm being polite. So it dropped harder than that. Why don't you know? Because just like the Albions came here to work and they never got paid because they were the so-called indentured servants, which is a pretty name for the enslaved under the British crown, they ain't stopped being that. They still that today. Only difference is today, they had the illusion that they were actually getting paid just like you did, Asiatics. Y'all had the illusions that you were getting paid, but you got remedy. They ain't got remedy. In terms of being able to declare and proclaim their nationality and then claim stuff. They can declare subject status, but they still don't own anything. But they have privileges and rights that can be taken away with any violation. And everyone. By any Moorish American national. Why you think they sit here and throw a sink at it and now throwing all they children that appear to look like you all up in here? And why were they, those children that appear to look like Asiatics, at the head of all your organizations? And why you've gotten nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and you can't even use your discernment and realize the issue. But we make time for everything to hide the fact that we mad. But you don't want to deal with them. You mad at me. Because I said, you know what, I'm not going to put my babies into subjugation. I'm going to free them all. Mines, including yours, because yours is mine and mine is yours. So however I treat mines, I expect you to treat mines as well as however I treat mine, I'm going to treat yours. Automatic. Because Sharon ain't like you. And I thank the great God I'm nothing like you. Because I don't do things to hurt other people. I don't do things to circumvent other people. I don't take care of people's children for finance. I take care of them because that's what the hell you came here to do. That was your first duty. Take care of your children. My children. First one.
Excuse me, lady. What does this have to do with me claiming my Moorish nationality? Please get on with the lesson. That is what I'm here for. I'm a Moor. I'm all in. I'm ready to proclaim my Moorish nationality. And you're supposed to be teaching me how to do that. But you haven't even approached the subject yet. Come on, lady. Let's get this thing going.
And you shirk that responsibility for every freaking sin on the planet. Food, sex, drugs, TV, music. Everything came before your children. Everything. And you're looking at Sharon. Like Sharon care. Don't. Because the babies all over the world deserve better parents. Be that for them. So when you need them, when a hip break off or the eyesight go, they have a reason to take care of you. But if you've given them nothing but oppression and subjugation and enslavement, how can they take care of you? But many of them try. I really do. They try. Even if you violated them, they try. They absolutely try. To be the child you want them to be, but you didn't prepare them for. Didn't prepare them for anything. Islam? Albions have been using every type of resource that belongs to you to get you to not do anything. And for the majority of you, it worked. What's going on with my thing? Well, it says it's still live, but this is acting crazy. What happened? Are we still live? Can y'all still hear me? Are we still here? Somebody say if we still here, because my thingies act like, am I still on, or did it shut down? Can someone say it did not shut down, Sharon, you're still on? Because my screen went out. And I'll try to do without it if it's... Okay. All right. I'm good? Yes, I'm good? Yes, what? Yes to what? Oh, I'm still... Okay, thank you for the hearts. Because my screen acted funny. My screen acted funny. My screen acted funny. I'm going to sit here and wait because I usually kind of go in between the two. And it's difficult to not be able to see what I'm doing. I don't know why I have to see it. That's probably because I first started that way. I have to absolutely see it now. I just want to make sure we good. You're good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I think we're back on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. My screen just said, no, Sharon, I'm not going to show you anything. You're getting on my nerves. So, you know, they use all of our resources because they don't have any resources. They've tricked you into the false matrix. You're coming out the false matrix and they're still trying to trick you in the false matrix. Some of you, it's working. It's not working for me because I'm out. Been out. Ain't thinking about it. But I'm going to get as many as y'all out as I can. The rest of you, hey, see you on the next road trip. No, I ain't going to see you on the next road trip. I ain't playing. You ain't going to see me, just so y'all know. I'm telling y'all. All right. Where did I go astray? Where did I go astray? All right. So yes, the Department of Education, as well as those other 14 departments under the United States Service Corporation that was lean last year, have been neutralized, and now they are the Moorish ministries and the Moors that have declared and proclaimed their nationality and reclaimed control of their estates, wealth, and resources are now going to be administering everything. And you're going to get those erudite lessons, whether you want it kicking and screaming, you're going to get it because your children deserve to know the truth, even if you won't tell them. They deserve it. Because enslavement is over. The false matrix is over. If you're really paying attention, you'd see. And if you weren't in disharmony with who is who and what is what and your place in it, you'd already get it. You'd be getting all the memos I get. Islam? So my point is this. Are we getting all those little notifications? So the point is this. What happened on August the 2nd, 2019 that blew up the corporate trading industry? What happened on the 2nd of August? Can anybody tell me? What happened? Do you know? What happened? The gold standard was reactivated. Who can reactivate the gold standard? I would love to answer that. Who can reactivate the gold standard?
Only the Moors can reactivate the gold standard.
Well, the Service Corporation could have done it if they wanted to. And many have tried. Well, a few have tried to fix the sin their parents placed them in through lying to the whole world about what, or at least the individuals that they were supposed to be taking care of, which was the unconscious Moors. They lied to them, and a couple of them wanted to fix that. A couple of them wanted to fix it and got bullets in the brain to stop it from happening. Yes, they did. And that's what a real parent will do. They will sacrifice to get you out of the sin their mothers placed them in. Islam? So where are we at? Islam? You come in here. No. For what? For what? For what? I have children. For what? What are you here for? There is a policy enforcer outside. What are you here for?
Are you Sharon Gale?
I'm Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, Moorish American National, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, in propria horetis, at all times and at all points in time. I do not agree to anything and everything.
Stop it. Get some help.
I am a Moorish American National.
Okay.
I am a Moorish American National. I'm outside the jurisdiction of any of you, and each and every one of you.
No, you're under arrest.
No, I am
okay?
not.
Yes, you are.
I am absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Ma'am.
No,
Please.
I am not a ma'am. I'm Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, Moorish American National. Sharon Tracy Gale Bey, Moorish
What's the
American
charges?
National. Sharon Tracy Gale, Moorish American National.
Please do not resist. That's all I'm asking.
I am Sharon Tracy Gale, Moorish American National. In proprio persona sui juris. In proprio solo. In proprio horetis. Trayvon, get all of my children, get all of my things. You are fine. Back up. You are fine. This is why they're getting deported. Because they know you are Moorish American Nationals. They know I am a Moorish American National. They know they're outside of their jurisdiction. They know they're human trafficking. They know this. They absolutely know this. You wait.
Civil orders being violated.
This lady is in the middle of getting locked up in front of her children, and she can't help but spout the Moorish nonsense. And you see it did not help her. All of that, not in your jurisdiction, yada, yada, yada. It does not help. All the improprio persona sui juris doesn't work. Moorish Americans, you have it right here. This is evidence. None of that crap they teach works.
Take my cell phone.
I got you.
Take my cell phone. Trayvon, you're not touching anything.
Okay.
Take all of my things. You are protected. You are protected. You are protected. You are protected. Trayvon, make sure you get all of my things.
Where are you taking her? Right now. Who? Have her.
All right.
All right.
My mom is gonna take care of us, and you're gonna.
We got you, baby. Don't cry. Don't worry. I'm glad I got here. I got you. I got you.
Well, my house is 4 hours.
We'll make it work.
I need to go. My mom is not working out. Are we gonna go home? You retrieve our eggs and go home. Okay.
I don't know if anybody can hear me or see me at this moment. Sharon's been grabbed by the policy enforcers. We will let you all know something later. At this point, I guess we have to sign off. I don't know how to shut that down. You got a phone? Good.
You can't go after her.
This right here is an absolute shame. This woman just got arrested in front of her children. You hear them panicking and crying. They're asking questions like, am I going to go home? This is a sad day. And another thing that's also sad, she never even got to the point of teaching me how to proclaim my Moorish nationality. And that was the whole point of this class. So not only did my master teacher get locked up, now I'm still stateless because she did not teach me how to proclaim my nationality. I don't have a clue when she's going to get out of jail, so I'll be stateless until then. Now, if this lady wasn't so long-winded and jumping all over the place with this lecture, I would know how to proclaim my nationality. But I'm lost. Wow, I can't believe this. I paid for this class and I didn't get the product that was advertised. She said she was going to teach me and all the Moors how to proclaim our nationalities, and we got nothing. We got a bunch of rambling. We got diarrhea mouth. This is absurd.